Hi everyone, I'm Konstantinos and this is Crypto Unplugged. The market is definitely heating up very quickly, and I think this might be the most important video that I will make over the next few weeks. So here I'm going to discuss how I expect the space to evolve over the next few weeks. I'm going to discuss expectations about price, but also about sentiment and otherwise. And I would like to give you some ideas and some tips of how to navigate the space as the market is heating up and how to make the right decisions. So I'm going to start with price action and what to expect next. I have mentioned before that now we have a very clear break of structure. We're forming an uptrend. There is no way to think that we can go back to very low levels at this time. So the expectation is to go to a new all-time high. The question is what happens once we get to a new all-time high. So I'm gonna start with a chart of Lars Koistra, the composite trader, which is to my eyes probably the best trader that I have found out there, and I do respect him a lot. So his main idea, and be careful because it is an idea, it's not something like confirmed or anything. It's an idea that for Lars has a very high probability to play out, and in his mind it's something like 80% probability for this to play out. So he expects the price to go to a new all-time high, and basically this would be a deviation of the range. So we had top 1, top 2, the price corrected to come back for another deviation before it goes back to distribute and eventually go to a bear market. His reasoning and everything make absolute sense, and I do think that this is a scenario that can play out. To my mind, the probability of this is not 80%, it's less. However, the probability is significant. Why this for me is not 80% like so highly likely to happen is because I do follow my thesis as I have previously mentioned, and I do see a heavy correlation between the strength of the dollar, the DXY chart, which I just opened here, which for me gives a 2-month lead indicator for the price action of the Bitcoin. So here we see that the DXY broke out, and this for me is what is happening now with Bitcoin. We see that now over the past few weeks there is a little bit of a bounce on the DXY, and I would like to see how this is gonna play out. If this bounce evolves in something bigger, and if the DXY starts grinding up and going to potentially new all-time highs, then yes, this will coincide with this scenario. So if the DXY goes up, then yes, maybe at the end of May or at some point in June, mid-June, late June, it could be the case that Bitcoin will put its final top before it goes to bear market. So that's a possibility. So however, for now, I see the DXY rolling over. I also see the USDT dominance rolling over. I think the USDT dominance has lower to go, and I'm not sure that these moves can play out very quickly. And I also look always at the Bitcoin dominance. Now we are, the past couple of days, everyone is calling for alt season. this could be the case, but also it might not be the case. USDT dominance has been dropping very aggressively for the past 2 days. However, this can be a correction, and maybe Bitcoin dominance will find again, will retrace upwards and then continue the trend. That's possible. So we will have to see how it goes. Again, if the Bitcoin dominance is in the beginning of a very big and very quick correction, then yes, again, this can be our alt season and our blow off top. If the Bitcoin dominance bounces at some point and continue the uptrend towards the 70% mark, for me it would be hard to believe that it would be the top of the bull and then we'll go to a bear market. I don't have an expectation now in terms of the timing of the top. The top of the bull run can be in 1 or 2 months. It can be in the middle of the summer, July or even August, or it can be Q3, Q4. All these possibilities are open, and I think you should keep it open. But you need to be very mindful of how the Bitcoin will go to a new all-time high. If it goes to a new all-time high and then it comes back, that would be a deviation. That it will be a sign of a following distribution. So I think what we want to see here is that we want to see a very aggressive move of the Bitcoin up. I think it has to go minimum 120,000 minimum in order to invalidate this idea. So if it goes above 1,000 to 120,000, then this cannot be seen as a 1, 2, 3. However, if it just goes to 112, 113, and then comes back, this can be seen as a deviation of the range for like a manipulation phase for a rotation back. So all these things, you just need to keep it open. For now, we go up, we will go to a new all-time high. I don't know how many days this will take, and at the same time, we need to pay attention on the USDT dominance, how this chart develops. We need to pay attention to the DXY, if it will roll over more or if it will go for a rally. And then we need to see also what will happen with the Bitcoin dominance. So you don't have to be fixated with any idea. The direction for the next few weeks is up, and we evaluate as time goes. So now in terms of ideas and tips, I believe that most of you buy altcoins on spot. I believe that most of you are not into leverage trading. But this doesn't matter. You need to have in mind that the crypto market, the prices are mostly driven by futures and perpetuals. So the crypto market is a very small asset comparing to other assets. It's a very illiquid asset class comparing to other asset classes. And the fact that we have like perpetual trading opens up the possibility of high price manipulation, which is the case and it happens all the time in crypto. So you need to pay attention in things that I will mention shortly. Before that, I want to say that you guys need to use TradingView. Even if you have no idea about technical analysis, you need to see the chart. You need to get used to it. And you need to gradually train yourself and have an understanding of basic ideas and concepts concepts when it comes to price action. This is very, very, very important. So if you don't use TradingView, you need to start using it, even if the chart doesn't make any sense to you and you don't see anything, because you don't understand yet. If you are in TradingView a lot, in a way you will force yourself to start getting a better understanding. This is very important. So other things that we need to pay attention is the funding rate heatmap, which you can find in coinglass.com. Maybe I will put the link in the description below. So this shows us funding rates if they're negative or positive. So how much you pay to have a long leverage trade open. When it's blue, you are actually getting paid to have a long position open. And then when it goes to the other end, you need to pay high price. So things are getting dangerous when you see the picture getting yellow, orange, red. So here I'm on the 30-day. If I go back to 1 year, so you will see here this very yellow and orange and red period, which was mid-November to early December. So the previous rally of the crypto market. So when you see things hitting up like that, then you should expect a correction. As you see here, things are heating up, okay, and then you see yellow, orange, and then it goes green. So here is liquidation events. So the price corrects sharply to liquidate people, then it goes back up again, so it becomes yellow and orange again, and then another liquidation, everything becomes green. Eventually things heat up a lot and a big crash is coming. At the moment the picture is fairly okay. You see it's only Fartcoin that is quite heated, but this is the 30-day view, so you see that the last few days the picture is getting a brighter green than before, and maybe over the next few days we will see some yellow, so be careful. Just pay attention. If you are into leverage trading and you see things to get yellow and orange, it might mean that a correction, a liquidation event, something is approaching, so take profits, maybe even close the totality of your trades. Just be mindful of that. The liquidation heatmap, it shows where liquidity lies, and here is the Bitcoin. You can put any coin you want, but mainly we see Bitcoin. So here is the 24 hours. If I put something like 2 weeks, we see that there is some liquidity that has built up in around 93,000. There is no much liquidity in the area that we are now, and since the market is driven by perpetuals, the price tends to go towards the liquidation. It doesn't have to necessarily go here. If you see a zone very close to the price, so if it was very yellow here, I would expect the price to go. Maybe it is. I don't know if I put it in the 1 month. You see, you have, no, it's again the same, the 93,000. So in the last week or maybe 2 weeks, the liquidation heatmap didn't give us very clear signals, because it was always like even, more or less, on both sides. But sometimes you see liquidation builds in one side. So here, for example, you were building this liquidation up, and then you went, you grabbed all the liquidity here, and you continue up again. So excuse me. So again, if you see things here, yellows close to the price action, price can go towards that direction. Fear and greed index, in a bull market, it's almost a rule of thumb that you buy on fear and you sell on greed. So now recently, I think it was just today that we went back to 70 or 70 plus. We did go to greed a few days ago, but it was like early 50s. Things get crazy, and most of the moves happen when we reach extreme greed. And sentiment can stay in extreme greed for a prolonged period. It can be not days, it can be even weeks. But again, if it goes to extreme greed, it means that things can be treated with a little bit more caution. So again, it's all these things. It's none of these things. It's something that you need to look in isolation, but you need to look all of this in confluence. Another thing that I would like to discuss is that you need to have your own style. And what do I mean by that? If you're in crypto, eventually, I'm pretty sure that you follow influencers on YouTube, maybe on X. You see a few or a lot of people, and it can be very noisy, especially now that the market is heating up. So what I want to say here is that every person is different, every influencer is different. You have people that they have more of an investor mindset, and others that are more traders. You have people with an investor mindset that they buy stuff, they hold through ups and downs, and they try to sell on close to the top. Some of them they are very risky. They go into very low market caps. Some people stick only with large caps. Then you have traders. They have a very different mentality. They trade mostly, and even among the traders, there are traders that trade in different time frames, and this is very important. For example, myself, mainly I trade the daily chart, which means that I took a trade on Bitcoin here, for example. My expectation is to run that to new all-time highs. So when I enter my trade back in end of February, the expectation is to keep this trade open for several weeks or several months. It is very different if you trade the 1 hour chart or the 15 minutes chart. So you need to be mindful when you see these people, what they do. If you want to buy something, to hold it for the next 2, 3, 6 months, and you're viewing a trader that trades, the 1 hour chart, so he might talk about exit signals because he opens the trade now and he wants to close it in like 2-3 days. So locally, yes, the price can find a local peak in 26 hours, come back, and then in the next few hours go up. So you need to be very mindful of that, and you also need to understand that there will be a lot of people doing different things and sharing their successes. You will see people posting leverage trade wins of 400%, 700%, whatever. Or you will see people picking up, I don't know, meme coins below 1 million and they drive it all the way to 50 million. These things will happen all over the place, and it should not distract you. So you need to understand who you are. You need to understand what fits more in your personality and in your level of knowledge and experience. Don't forget that you don't know what you don't know. So don't try things out because you see other people having success with them. Most likely you will not have the same success. So if you are not very experienced and you want to buy some big large caps and build a portfolio with things like Sui, Tao, Ondo, hold it for several weeks or several months and try to sell at a higher price and maybe do like 3x, 5x, 10x, 12x, I don't know how much it will end up doing as a portfolio like that. That's perfectly fine. And don't be distracted by people that do leverage trading and they do big wins, or they gamble in low cap meme coins and everything. If you get distracted, you will lose focus, and then instead of investing an X amount in something like Ondo and realizing, I don't know, 5x, let's say, I want to be conservative in predictions. Instead of realizing at 5x, then you will start gambling money in leverage trading and low cap meme coins. You will be liquidated on your trade. You will be scammed in your low cap meme choices, and then you will end up losing money. And this is how most people in the bull market, instead of making money, are losing money. So find your style, focus on that, and then if you want to expand, try one thing at a time with very, very, very low capital. So you build your portfolio, and then, okay, if you're going to try leverage trading, be prepared that most likely you will lose. So allocate very little money on that as your educational money. So this is the money that you're willing to lose in order to learn. So if you're already holding coins, another thing that I want to mention is that I think you need to take a hard look on your portfolio, and you need to have a reason for every coin that you hold. So reasons can be very different. So maybe you hold a coin that you have done a lot of research, you know every aspect of this coin, and you believe very much on the team, on the narrative, on what this project is building and what it's trying to achieve, and you have very high conviction, and you think that this is a valid case for this project that you support. Or you might hold a coin that someone suggested, someone that you trust, and if that for you is a valid reason, that's okay. But the exercise is to go through every coin that you hold, and you need to answer to yourself the question, why do I hold this coin? And am I confident with holding this coin? I have mentioned before, for example, for myself, that my biggest position is Kaspa. My average buy price of Kaspa is 16 cents. Kaspa went all the way down to 5 cents. I didn't lose my conviction for a single day, for a single moment. And my Kaspa bag is my biggest bag. I saw it going down, 70-75%, I don't know what. But I never question it, because it's a project that I know very well. I believe in the project. I'm not saying that you have to believe in Kaspa, but for me, I have very high conviction, so I'm very confident and comfortable holding a bag even though it goes 70 or 75% down. Because in me, I believe that it will go much, much higher eventually. So the same way, you need to have a reason for every coin. Otherwise, don't hold this coin, swap it for something else. As the market evolves now, YouTubers, influencers will start selling you a lot of coins. And again, this is very distracting. Also be mindful that a lot of times YouTubers are selling coins that they have been compensated for, and they don't disclose that. So if you are new in the market, or if you don't have very experience, it can be very easy to feel FOMO all the time while the bull run is heating up. So everyone will be selling coins. You will see like people posting wins here and there, and you will want to catch everything. That's not the way to do it. You need to understand that good coins in good narratives will go up. You need to understand that not everything goes up at the same time. People do coins have like waves. Some coins runs now, and others will run 2 days later, and others will run 2 weeks later. So if you hold a coin that you have a good reason to hold, just wait for its time. Unless of course something happens, the chart breaks down in a very ugly way, or there is like something happening with the project itself in the operation of the project. That's a different case. But if someone wins today and you don't, just wait for your turn. Your time will come. Don't go into any pre-sales, guys. I don't know if there will be a lot of them. Don't invest your money in pre-sales. In most cases, in pre-sales, if you buy something in pre-sale at a discount level, the coin will launch, the price will drop massively on the launch, and the project will end up costing. The price will end up being much lower than the price you bought in the pre-sale. So if there is a project coming up, and if you have high hopes for that project and it has a pre-sale, you don't buy the pre-sale. You wait for the launch to see some price action in the first few hours or few days or few weeks, and then you enter a coin. What else? I think it's very important to be in a community. If you are not alone, that's not the way to do it. Fear and greed are real, and everyone feels fear and greed. So even the most experienced people, even the people that are conditioned to buy in extreme fear and sell in extreme greed, they do feel fear and they do feel greed. And if you are new into that, it is very hard to navigate the space on your own. So be in a community. I have started a Telegram channel, and I do have the link to the description below. That's a place that I'm just sharing live my ideas, my thoughts, and I have the comments open for people to chat in the comments if they want. That's a very new channel. It's like 25 or something people subscribed at the moment, and I'm not telling you to join my channel. You need to find a community. You need to be part of a group. If you don't have the capital to allocate to join in a paid group and you go for free groups, that's okay. However, you need to be mindful that when the access in a group is free, it is very easy to get infiltrated. So it can happen that there are people in the group that present effectively, they sell some coins. They can be scammers, but presenting their scam in a very convincing way, and you can get wrecked. So when it's a paid group, there is a little bit more trust when it comes to who is in the group. And again, someone can be a scammer and pay to be in a group, but this is just the chances are less to happen. And so if you're part of a group, it doesn't go by default that you should trust everyone in the group. I think I had a couple of more things to say which I forgot, but I did cover the most important things. So again, guys, I think I will say that in every video, stay focused, stay level-headed, and cut off the noise. It's a very big opportunity to make some very good gains over the next few weeks or a few months. So just focus on that and try to not isolate yourself, but filter the information that comes to you. If you find this video helpful, that it's very important for everyone that does a YouTube video to like the video, and if you're not subscribed, to subscribe. And yes, I'll see you in the next one. I think probably in a few days. I don't expect to do any video during the weekend, but early next week I should come up with new stuff and ideas. Take care.